Remember that this is going to be the place that all these players in game number 1 want to set their marks over, want to really hype themselves up and not only winning their drops, but having good points after the game's over.
And they will start to deny them a little bit, but I believe the way that they're posturing means that they will have shockwaves. They will maybe start to push this, and yes, Saf will start to engage. We already have one on top. That Stretch. Epic Whale is already down. Stretch has taken him out instantly, and Saf right onto Arkham 2. Only 2 for them to find. Rex is right inside, though, and now 1 left. Just Stretch spraying down this build, and that was a beautifully timed pinch. 1 versus 3 now, though. And still, the knock bodies are on the ground, so Rex may be able to turn something around. Not at this rate, though, as they all dive the box.
This is just going to be a complete wrap-up in game number 1, all the way over to Zayd, Saf, and Stretch, but Saf is down. Might have been the fall damage or just saving his body after getting knocked. Rex is doing some work with what he has left, but he's going to get taken out immediately.
Well, there you go. 3 points on the board, and a quick wipe at Doom's Domain means that they get access to the vault, means that they will have a big chance at winning the first game like we used to see normally.
And it's fast too, which is not normal because sometimes it goes all the way into that second zone, maybe even the third, depending on what team is contesting Zayd, Saf, and Stretch. So for now, they have a fast wrap up of the fight, 3 points on the board, as you said, and that free vault very, very quickly.
Literally on the zip lines on the bottom left. This is Macwood, Kanata, and Apex. Okay, they are playing with Apex. These guys won the Cash Cup yesterday.
Box fights where you do not have the advantage. It's not only that you're facing some of the best players in the entire scene, in the entire region. When it comes to fights like these at this spot too, just off of a Stark rotation, picking a team that's based up and doing damage. A little bit of a disengage though from Jumper Avery. That's odd.
I'm surprised this fight's taking so long, given the fact they got him so low. They just can't find the opening to get all the way in. Once again, Day on the wall. Once again, he gets it, but not in quick enough to take the shots. However, they do go in. Control will dive onto Jamper as he takes out Harsh. Now 2 down, and they haven't even traded. They did get a little bit of damage onto Jamper as he dived in that box, but Harmony's back against the wall. Cone in your box, and he's done for.
I'll actually super double back on that, just looking at the loadouts. I'm looking at Peppers, Shockwaves, and Patience. It actually looks fine for both teams.
I like that, though, the addition. Patience. Slow and methodical. Yeah. That'll have to do. We are starting to get to that point where your movements will have to be calculated. You will have to start trying to break line of sight.
Nate Hill, Bank, and YCal on the backside taking shots too, which is sadly odd because I feel like in 20 seconds they could get massively bullied trying to get all the way up on this hill.
It's a scary thought. That is a scary thought. Oh, C9 chat takes out Dubs. Illis is going to go in on this too, but 2 now are down for the other side. 1 down here, that's Dubs. Mega will try to hold on with his teammate Illis, and I think they will do that. Crunchy is the only player remaining on the other side. Has to try to get through. Who Fishy's still alive. Crunchy will get that wall. Mega just avoids narrowly a big pump shot coming in from Crunchy. I think this might be wraps as they picked up Dubs too. 3 versus 1, and the server's starting to focus in on this fight as well. Though, that also might give him the space he needs to escape.
I feel like every time they do find it, they end up winning games or getting that top 3 with 6 Shockwaves on Macwood. With fully refreshed maps on, I assume, all 3 players. Might see that happen once again. Here's Frisk, Steve, some replays. Getting freaky with it on the backside of zone. Unfortunately, Frisk going down. Replays here, though, looks very healthy on Matson. Overall utility still, though, unfortunately, getting beamed from distance. It's AV who picks him up. This is messy.
This is tough. Lobby focus. And that's an instance. Replays is down and out. Thieves has to travel across. They did have some shockwaves down to the body, so maybe they'll be able to group up. A big max distance zone for Jamper, Avery, and Day as well. Sentin and Edgy, Commandments. Not in the best of positions. They have to rotate through the side of this hill and up as well. So they have to get up before they even use any of their mobility. Meanwhile, you saw Dubs, Mega, and Illis. They were already up enough that they could use their mobility instantly. And we have to wonder now. St. Savage Stretch did not have this position in 5th zone. There was another team here, but from what I just saw, I saw people shockwaving over. And I think they might have been able to take it. That's what they're known for. Overtaking teams who are already in good positions. Meanwhile, Kanata, Macwood, and Specs. I thought it was Apex. Actually, it is Apex. have to split up a little bit there as they got pressured. Zayt, Saf, and Stretch, they did take it. They did.
They usually end up merging over here. Steve's the last Lone Ranger, trying to make it towards Storm. I'm just wondering who ends up getting this elimination. If it's going to be Crunchy, anyone else, or if Zayt, Saf, and Stretch can actually pick it up. A little bit of a fishing game to see whose fishing rod Thieves will actually end up going up towards. We'll skip past that and look at the lay of the land so far. One big mountain with those trio titans all the way up top. And when I say all the way, I mean all the way. They are so high.
Sheesh. Next zone revealed too. Looks like Commandment is in a bit of trouble there in between Jamper, Avery, and Day. He did get his mini off though, so found some space. Saf, Zayt, and Stretch. Oh no, Stretch is down. Twexy is going to be going after this. Scoped is joining in as well. He might be able to actually protect this and potentially pick him back up. Zayt is scrambling over there to Stretch. Meanwhile, Saf has to hold on. Meanwhile, they're starting to fight for height. They break them all out. That might be the cue for them to give it up. No, Zayt has gone up, and that's the person who's knocking them down. Saf somehow, some way has found a box with Stretch, and Zayt is still hanging on. So this is usually where they falter, is when teams challenge them early and they lose one player, and that makes it so that they can't hold height. But now, if Stretch can get back up, if Saf can pick him up, they will have all three going to this endgame.
I don't see a red health bar anywhere, so that revive must have come through. Zayt's all the way up top too, so these guys are already rotating out and about. He's actually ended up holding height completely. There we go. The final bouncer going. He's up. Stretch is up, almost full HP too. These guys are sky high as that zone begins to actually drop everyone else down. Might be too high here, but no one ends up ever shooting up in these trios. There's Arrow getting picked immediately by Illis from the backside. Saf taking some focus fire from another trio, but these guys are up so high, it's going to be absolutely free for them, at least for the next two zones.
Meanwhile, the battle for low ground starts. It will start to go through this mountainous terrain in the center of the map, but should also be very good for low ground. Jamper, Day, and Avery are right next to Scented. He gets through as well. They've got 3 elims compared to the 5 on the high ground team. Day does go down. Avery and Jamper are left alone now. Acorn has started to frag as well. Knight too. So, like we said, those 3 big trios that play for low ground right now, all up and fighting. Kanata gets out. Bizzle as well. Zypha onto Avery. Jamper left alone.
Down to 29 people and 12 teams. Jamper looking shambles, diving a box. Goes for a big pump, but 2 people are there to make sure he stops in his tracks. He has to try the clutch placement as much as possible, but that means 3 people have to go down again and again. Here's the first one. Twexy caught on the backside. He's also down on mats. Teammates alive somewhere, but nowhere close to be able to help him. Jamper has to move up and up into the sights of Saf possibly, so once again have to be very careful here. Only 1 trio's gone down so far. Jamper's found 150 pop, but I believe that's always going to be able to pop before the zone gets to close in.
Might have time for the med kit. Maybe not. It starts to curve. Yeah, he has to move as well. Mega, Dubs are still alive. The duo, very, very scary. But up on height, it's still Zayt, Saf, and Stretch. Finally, Commandment goes down. The shambles situation that they were in was rough to recover from, but they made it. AV, Knight, and Shark, though, a unit. All 3 alive. Now going through this low ground lair, AV will be able to rejoin. They control so much space, and there it is. Another shot on the Scented. Still, 1 alive in that one. It's edgy. Scope right above. He gets dropped down, but the kill does not go to AV, Knight, and Shark. The Elim continues forward to somebody else. Now we're in top 7 for teams, but 16 players still alive.
All these guys want is this low ground control. For them, it's not about 7 teams. It's just the one next to them, 1 layer higher, and they get dropped down again and again. This time it's Kanata still trying to survive these 4 edits from AV that are absolutely lethal. No one is being able to live whatsoever, I think, bar just Kanata. Mega comes up with 2 though. Onto Eclipse. Illis going down, trades over with Dubs who gets knocked. Now 5 teams left overall. There's Kanata actually ending up going down. Still on height though. It's Saf, Zayt, and Stretch trying to fish people down from low ground with those crash pads. Shark has been taken down. A 2-man operation now with AV and Knight. 7 people left with 3 trios.
DGen, the final solo remaining out of everybody. 2 down below. It's AV and Knight. Stretch and Saf are going down to frag. Meanwhile, Zayt must have medkits or something up above to heal off with, but there's shockwaves that could interrupt that plan. AV all the way up. He is so close to Zayt, and that will cause trouble. 6 chug splashes though, and he can maybe heal off in the zone if he needs to. Knight is very low HP, and he will be able to pick that one up. Xset goes down because Sate has the outflank on tonight up top, and that is a big win for.
Okay, so 21 total points for them. Xset, that low ground team, ended up coming second place, 6 elims overall, 18 total points. We saw Agers on the left side, the opposite side of Xset, holding low ground there as well.